Okay, geometry, midpoint of a line segment. Here's the formula, the midpoint for the x point, for the x coordinate. This is going to be an xy coordinate right here. It's going to end up being like this, x, y, right? We're going to have to point here, whatever that's going to be, and y. Alright, we're going to do two types of midpoint problems. One is like this, where we're given these points right here, and we're asked to find this point, the midpoint. The other one is we're given this point and the midpoint, and we're asked to find this point. Okay? We're going to do this first one. We're going to do this one first here, okay? Set this down here. See how much time we got here. Alright. So this is the first type of example we're going to do. The formula is m sub x is equal to x sub 2 plus x sub 1 divided by 2. Just plug and chug. M sub x is going to be x of 2, which is going to be minus 2, plus 8 divided by 2. That's going to give us mx is equal to 6 over 2, and m is equal to 3. M sub x, that is equal to 3. Let me write that up here. So m sub x is equal to 3. Now we're going to solve for the y value, right? Or the y portion of this. Okay, so m sub y is equal to y sub 2 plus y sub 1 divided by 2. Plug and chug. Y sub 2, 12 plus y sub 1, 6 divided by 2. M sub y is equal to 18 divided by 2. Now, let me slow down here a little bit. 18 divided by 2. M sub y is equal to 9. So m sub y is equal to 9. So the values go x is equal to 3, comma, y is equal to 9. That's your coordinate. That's your coordinate x, y. All right, now we're going to do this type of a problem, where we've got, we're given these 2 points, and we're asked to find the end point, okay? Let me see here, what do we got? So we got P1. Now, point 1. Coordinate pair is 12, 4. And point 2 is 6, 0. Alright, so let's go with the x first. M sub x is equal to x sub 2 plus x sub 1 divided by 2. Well, what do we have here? Point 2, we're going to call M2 because they're giving us a midpoint here, right? They're giving us this point. This is the midpoint. And this is the question mark we're looking for, right? And here's the first point, okay? So we have mx, right? Mx is what? It's 6. This is the midpoint, and this is the x value for the midpoint. So mx we have, it's 6, right? And we have point 1. So we've got x sub 2 plus x sub 1, which in this case is 12 divided by 2, right? Alright, now we need to solve for x2, right? x2 is going to be the x value of this point out here. So how do we do that? Well, we multiply through both sides of the equation by 2. That's going to give us 12 is equal to x sub 2 plus 12. Now we subtract. We want to get x2 by itself, so we subtract 12 minus 12. That goes to 0. And this goes to 0. So x sub 2 is equal to 0. X sub 2 is equal to 0. Now we need to do the same thing for the y. See how much time we got here. Okay, plenty of time. Okay, so we're going to solve for y. So m sub y is equal to y sub 2 plus y sub 1 divided by 2. But we have the midpoint value for y, right? It's right here, it's 0. So 0 is equal to, and what do we have also? We have 0.1. So we've got the y value for 0.1 is 4. So we've got y sub 2 plus 4 over 2. So we need to get y2 by itself, so we multiply both sides of the equation by 2, right? We want to get rid of that denominator there. 2 times 0 remains to be 0. So it's 2 times 0 is 0. So we're left with y2 plus 4, and solving for y2, we subtract 4 from both sides. Y sub 2 is equal to negative 4. Y sub 2 is equal to negative 4. So now we've got the x and y values for this point right here, namely x equals 0 and y equals minus 4. All right? Okay, let's see what time we've got here. All right, we're going to cover one other topic here, and that is the distance formula. How do you find the length between 2 points, or the distance between 2 points? It's called the distance formula. And the formula is d is equal to the square root of x sub 2 minus x sub 1 quantity squared plus y sub 2 minus y sub 1 quantity squared. Let's see what we got for points here. Alright, so we're going to solve point u minus 7. Point u is negative 7, comma 5, and v 4 comma negative 3. So all we're doing is we're finding the distance. We got this coordinate system here, and we got a line. We got a point here, a point here. We want to try to find out. We want to know what the distance is between these 2 points. That's all it is. Okay. All right. So just plug and chug. So d is equal to the square root of x sub 2. I'll call this one 0.2, and we'll call this one 0.1. So x sub 2 is going to be 4 minus x sub 1, a minus 7, quantity squared, plus y sub 2 is going to be negative 3 minus y sub 1 is going to be 5, quantity squared. Alright, got to do what's in the parentheses, right? This is going to go to positive, so we got 4 plus 7 squared plus a negative 8 squared, all the square root of all that. We've got 11 squared plus negative 8 squared, square root of that. So 11 squared is what? 121. 11 times 11 plus 64. Square root of that. 121, 64, 5, 8, 1, 5, 185. So the answer is the square root of 185, whatever that turns out to be. All right.